Good morning. It is Tuesday, March 25th, 9:02 a.m. My name is Frankie Olivo, and I'm debating whether I should stick with Good Morning Browns or just live with Frankie. I'll probably just go live with Frankie. I think it's more, I don't know, it's simple. My friends always made fun of me because I wanted to make this into a talk show. Hopefully, very, very soon, I'll be in my own studio. I am waiting on a few things to work themselves out, and then we'll be in the studio. My goal was always to have like a sitcom, not a sitcom show, but a talk show, kind of where I have like a mini stage, a desk, and two chairs, and I'll have I'll have guests. That's my idea, and then kind of like the Jimmy Fallon show and the Jay Leno show where they had like a band playing. I always wanted to do that. It was my uncle's idea actually. He always said, "Wouldn't it be cool if we had like a stage, and then we had a desk, and we had two seats for the guests, and we'll be over here, and then we'll run commercials, and then we'll have a band." So that's what I'm working on. So hopefully, very soon, I'll have a studio, and then not only will we be coming on at 9 a.m., but also we'll be coming on, for important events, invite guests over, and maybe even a band. I think that'd be different. I think that'd be very, very different. You already know you can support me by sending stars. Stars help me earn money to make more content. Now, and thank you so much for the people that sent me stars, like actually the emoji stars. But no, it's not the emoji stars. It's like sending me a penny. You go on Facebook and you can purchase stars, and then you send them my way. Again, it's the little thing that helps. Again, it encourages to keep on promoting content, being in front of you. At the end of the day, I'm gonna do it either way. I'm either gonna monetize through Facebook or YouTube, and also hopefully through you. And again, if you haven't already, please go and follow our page on Facebook, Frankie Olivo. Again, we're trying to grow our page as much as possible. If you are tuning in right now on Face, like, follow, and share the page. Um, we're trying to grow this baby as much as possible. Also, we are close to 300 followers, subscribers on YouTube. And the way for one to make money, to monetize, is you have to have 1,000 subscribers. And I learned this from my uncle, of course. He got to 1,000 very, very quickly. So little by little, I hope to get there. So after 1,000 subscribers, I'll be able to monetize off of YouTube. The cool thing about it was the most I ever made off of Face was close to $600 a month. But for those of you that, well, might not be aware, it's a constant struggle. Like you have to be every day posting, and sometimes I'd be posting 20 times per day, and somebody would say, "Man, like you're annoying." Like, and I was like, "Well, just turn off my feed." It's not that difficult. But there is opportunities to monetize off of Facebook. There is opportunities to monetize off of YouTube. My predecessor, he was making, man, like from Face, he was making like $600-700, and YouTube, he was bringing in another like eight, close to $1,000. So he was getting probably like $1,500 just from coming live. And anybody that knew him knew that, plus he was going to do it anyways, might as well benefit from it, right? So again, we are trying to grow our pages off of Facebook and YouTube. All we ask is if you support the cause, a simple like, a simple share. If you want to send some stars, I'm not gonna hold you to it. But like and subscribe. That's all I ask of you. What else? If you're a T-Mobile, if you are a T-Mobile customer, they do give free. It's like promotions every Tuesday. It's T-Mobile Tuesdays. You can get discounts on food, um, coffee. I think there's even like if you travel and use, I'm not sure if it's Marriott Courtyard or one of the other hotel chains, you can get discounts. So remember, I'm always looking on T-Mobile on Tuesdays to get discounts here and there. The free item today is if you're a T-Mobile customer, you'll be able to get MLB, Major League Baseball, the channel to view all the games for free. So if you are a T-Mobile customer, go on your app. It is today's the day where you can get discounts. You can get things for free. If you want to get a free coffee, free snack, it's always a good thing. I think I got Jack in the Box before. Like if you pay for like a drink, you get a free meal. Little things like that. Again, with a tough economy right now, anything's good. So T-Mobile Tuesdays is where it's at. I personally like T-Mobile. I've been with T-Mobile for a while, so it's been fun getting free stuff. Again, we're paying top dollar for the service, so might as well benefit from it, so to speak. All right, I got a few subscribers on YouTube. So I appreciate y'all. Again, little by little, we're trying to grow the page. On Facebook, we're at 37,500 followers. The goal is to double it. The goal is to get to 70. But again, little by little, I wouldn't be nowhere near this number without the help of my predecessor, without the help of my community. So again, everything counts. I'm not a beggar, but go and subscribe, go like, please. Just kidding. Good morning, Horacio. How's it going? Awesome. Continuing Erasmo's legacy and dream. Yeah, that's the goal. That's the goal. I think it's very important for us to stay in tune with the community, and I think I respected him because he would come on every day, at 9 a.m. on point, and he was very, very like particular. He was very, very zealous of his time. He was very punctual, and 9 a.m. to him was his everything. So I'm trying to keep the legacy and dream of him alive as much as I can. I think it's important for us to be in front of important topics, and hopefully we can make an impact. And when I say, it's funny when we say, oh, we want to change the world. When we talk about changing the world, all we really need to do is just change one life. That's all we need to do. Ultimately, whatever cause we fight for, whatever purpose in life we have, if we could change the life, if we could impact the life of one person, I think we've already done more than enough. So that's my fight now. I'm gonna be vocal. My friends yesterday were making fun of me because they said, "Oh, well, you're gonna run every race imaginable," and I was like, "Well, yeah." I was like, "Why not?" Um, I'm not. I'm not scared of challenges. I'm not scared of losing. At the end of the day, we learn. Uh, if we want to be someone that's going to be out promoting the city of Brownsville, promoting the needs and wants of our community, we have to earn it, and we don't earn it. Nothing is simple in life. So that's what I plan to do, to honor his legacy, honor his dream, and I'm going to be like a madman in each and every local race as much as possible. Time to update the background. You know what? I like this background because it's different. It's the Seinfeld background. At night, I would get like the coffee shop one, but I guess maybe it is time to update the background. But thank you for tuning in on YouTube, my man. Make sure you like the show. Does doing God's work. Welcome back, Frankie. Thank you so much, man. I wouldn't call it God's work, but I'm trying. I'm trying my best, little by little. Hopefully, we'll get more people involved. And that's the good thing that I've noticed within the city of Brownsville. There's several, the Brownsville pages, Brownsville News, Brownsville Media, Brownsville Online, Brownsville Hood News. Everybody does their own part in promoting restaurants, in promoting events that are happening within our area, and I think that's great. Everybody nowadays is on Facebook. Everybody, the it seems as if the newspaper is kind of antiquated now. My grandparents are on Face. Everybody's on Face. Young children, everybody's on Face. It's the new newspaper. It's the way we obtain the news. I wouldn't call it God's work. I think we're just trying to do. Estamos poniendo nuestro granito de arena, no? Little by little, I think we can all make our community a lot more inviting, a lot more pleasant, bring awareness, bring attention to things that matter. But I appreciate your time, my man. How about Roku? Roku is are you talking about the TV or the service? Roku service? Yeah, I'm not that big. I don't even think Joe Rogan's on Roku. But maybe, I don't know. Good morning, man. Are you still in Tennessee? Or are you down? I know you come down quite a while, but it's been a while. It's been some time that I've seen you. I hope you're doing well, and thank you so much for posting. And again, it's hopefully one day we'll be able to see each other again. Wherever you are, I hope you're doing good, and God bless. You would always, even riding in vehicles while on the road. Yes, I remember during COVID, and I have a picture, and I'm gonna post it. It was hilarious. There was a time where it was my mom and my uncle. They were driving back from Monterrey, and he was live, and spotty internet and things like that. And I think my mom either hit a pozo, hit a bump, hit something, and he's like, "Really, Linda?" And it kind of became a meme. I thought it was hilarious. But even when he would travel, he would be um, across the pond. He would be in Europe. He would be in Mexico, Colombia, South America, wherever he would be. He would always come on at 9 a.m. It was funny because he would be in Europe, and you know how the times are kind of um, offset. He would be over there at 2, 3 in the morning, coming on live at 9. And I think that's very important because people, it's like a talk show. You have to be punctual. You have to come on at 9. I want the people to know that, hey, if I need information in regards to whatever's going on, or if I have a question, or if I just want to criticize Frankie, I know where to find him. I think that's very, very important. So yeah, he would always come on live. Very punctual. He was very, very zealous, very, very zealous of his time, and he to him 9 a.m. was everything. Long live Erasmo. I really appreciate that, man. Long live Erasmo. Good morning. Vote for Mike Rodriguez. Yes, we will be talking today about things that are happening within the city of Brownsville. We're also going to talk about the candidates. We are what 4 weeks away from early voting, so we are in the thick of things. And the crazy thing, uh, Claudia, the crazy thing is that I don't. I remember growing up that they would be a lot of debates, a lot of forums, town halls, where the voter, the constituent, would be able to hear from the candidate, hear about his platform, uh, what he brings to the table, how we can change his district, his city, or their city, their district. I haven't gotten that as of late. Uh, we understand that candidates they post on their personal or campaign pages, their platform, and what they bring to the table. But I would like more, not fighting, but more constructive arguments, a debate. Why are you better than the incumbent? What do you bring to the table? Why should I vote for you? And we haven't had that yet. But Mike Rodriguez will be running uh, against several candidates. If I'm not mistaken, the incumbent is Pedro Cardenas, if I'm not mistaken. But we will be talking about that very, very soon in our next segment, so to speak. But thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate you. Hope you and your husband are doing well. Team Franco Oliva, appreciate it. Back in Brownsville, we have to meet up for lunch. Yes, let me know whenever you're free. I should be free this coming week, if not for sure next week. My busy season is already ending in March, so I will be a lot. I will have a lot more time on my hands next week, Jose Jeremiah's. So if you're free, let me know. We could meet up, hang out, have lunch or something, just to catch up. I think that'd be very cool. Patriot, how's it going, my man? Thank you so much. Shouts out to all my friends in San Antonio, the liberal team, the party of liberals. I appreciate you, man, and don't get a Tesla, not right now. Morning Southern, how's it going? A lot's going on. Again, we are 3 or 4 weeks away from early voting. The city of Brownsville does have a lot going as of late. The newest information that we got is that there is a meeting. There is a public meeting that will be held tomorrow. No, I'm sorry, the Thursday, March 27th from 5 to 7 at Lucio Middle School here in the city of Brownsville. The TxDOT, the Texas Department of Transportation, they will be holding a public meeting. They want to discuss the widening of State Highway 4. They will be seeking the public's input on a project that will cost $180 million. They are trying to expand 13 miles of Boca Chica Street Boulevard from 2 lanes to 4 lanes. And the improvements, they will be 8-foot shoulders, a bike lane. Again, this is all because of Papi Musk. They want more room, and rightfully so. I think it's very important as we've seen that and I should have gotten pictures. I totally forgot to include that. But if we've ever traveled to SpaceX, if we've gone that area, man, it's narrow. The streets are all beat up. Again, we're talking about tons of cargo weight that is just punishing the streets. There have been several accidents, if I'm not mistaken, very, very serious accidents. So this is a necessity. This is something that needs to happen. When they did the median, remember everybody was freaking out about the median for Boca Chica. What do y'all think about the median? Everybody kind of at first was upset because they said, oh, I was so used to just going into, I would always I still go to Lotus. It was easy just to get in. Now I have to go all the way to the semáforo, all the way to the light, do a turnaround, wait, traffic, come back. What are your thoughts on the median? Has it been good for safety? Is it good for commute? Is it easier to commute? I know we were very critical at the beginning of the median. So on Thursday, the city of Brownsville will be hosting a forum, a public input forum. They want to see what you have to state. And again, this improvement, it also will include a median. So maybe for safety purposes, this is a good idea. Again, if you haven't traveled to SpaceX, I encourage you to do so, just to see what's out there. And you're gonna agree and say, you know what? Yeah, we do need improvements. So this Thursday from 5 to 7, there's also an opportunity to appear via Zoom. We will be posting that link. That way you can, if you're not able to go because of work or got to pick up the kids, got to take them to practice, got to go cook, maybe you can tune in while um, while you're on your way to work, or what have you. But if you'd like to tune in, I will be posting the Zoom link. That way you can, or we can all be, listening to what's going on. Also, there will be a state of the city starting tomorrow. Uh, Mayor John Cowan will be addressing the citizens of Brownsville, talking about what improvements have been made, what economic development he has in mind for our area. I think it's important for us to listen to our leaders and learn about the direction in which the city is going. Um, what can we say about Commissioner Cowan's tenure? We see how SpaceX, LNG are making investments of billions of dollars in our local area, which we can imagine how the city of Brownsville is reaping the benefits off of that. We have citizens that are living in Starbase. They come into the city. Some obviously live on South Padre, but billions of dollars are being invested in the city. So if you want to know the direction that the city is going, um, I don't think there will be a live feed. I haven't seen one. I think it's important that they should, because if we want to go, we have to buy tickets, and I'm not sure. I think it's $50 a ticket, $100 a ticket. I know because all the major vendors are there present. So I hope that there is a link for us to tune in. That way we can get an idea of the direction that Brownsville is headed. So that would be tomorrow, March 26th. It will be at the TSC College. So if you would like to attend, you can buy tickets by calling 956-542-4351 if you would like to attend. Mayor Cowan did travel to Monterrey. He did meet with leaders, delegates from Guadalupe, from Monterrey, and even met the governor of Monterrey. Issues that we'll be discussing in a bit do include our airport. Who can forget how Avio, Avelo, Avelo was in the city of Brownsville for a short time. They were promoting travel to Orlando and to Vegas, if I'm not mistaken. Um, I obviously it wasn't successful because I think they did like a 6 month trial run, and it for whatever reason, we can argue that there was a lack of promotion of the airlines. But when we really think about it, have y'all flown out of the city of Brownsville airport? It's not that accommodating. It's not that great. The only airlines that I think are there are either American or United, and that's about it. When we compare it again, and I know people, get upset. They're like, "Oh, why are you comparing us to Monterrey?" But Monterrey is probably, the blueprint of the metropolitan area of the Rio Grande Valley. They have the luxury of having a lot of big money coming in from Monterrey. They make investments over there. Back in the 80s, 70s, 80s, maybe even early 90s, the city of Brownsville did benefit from I guess the narco money that was big in Matamoros, and they did come invested here. But we have seen a lack of that. Uh, we have seen a lack uh, of investments here in the city of Brownsville. Major, major investments when we compare it to McAllen. McAllen is thriving. Their airport is international. Even though we are the Brownsville South Padre International Airport, when you go, there's only probably like what 4 or 5 terminals. I think now Calacas is set up there, which to me Calacas is very good. Shouts out to Calacas. Shouts out to Ricardo's Tacos on off of Frontage and close to Price. Shouts out. That's my taco place. But it's not really inviting. It's not sexy. It's not. It's just, you know, 4 terminals, Nothing big. I don't even think they have a coffee shop. I think they're. I haven't gone personally. I gave a ride to my friend Jay, but I haven't gone. So again, the state of the city will be happening tomorrow. Mayor Cowan did meet with Samuel Garcia, the governor from Monterrey, mayors from Guadalupe and Monterrey. I'm sorry, Mayor Garcia. Samuel Garcia is the governor of the state of Nuevo León. He also, Mayor Cowan did meet with delegates from Monterrey and Guadalupe, the mayors out there. I don't think airlines are very accommodating for people with disabilities. Keep hearing wheelchairs get lost or broken. And that's very unfortunate. You would think that they would have that in mind when building, expanding the airport as we did with the $40-60 million, but that was more for the runway. But that is very alarming, Rafa. That is very alarming for our local airport not to be accommodating. Um, this is a serious issue, and hopefully we can, I guess, ask to see what modifications have been made, what improvements have been made. That way, we can have our community who does suffer from a disability have a safe and pleasant travel experience. As we all know, sometimes traveling is kind of hectic. I know people that are very nervous, anxious when they fly. They have to wear gum. Sometimes even they take their prescription. That way they could pass out and wake up whenever they land. But that is very alarming. And thank you for bringing it up. I will ask to see, or maybe even I will go. I won't buy a ticket, but I live literally like 2-3 minutes away. So I'll stop by just to see if they do have um, accommodations for individuals that are wheelchair bound. I know they have escalators going up once you try and check in and go through security, go through TSA, but I don't know if they have an elevator. I would assume so. But again, that is very alarming, and thank you for bringing it up. I'll take a trip out there. Again, I'm a little busy this week because this is the last week for open enrollment. If you do know anyone that is looking to review their current insurance, their Medicare Advantage plan, the last day to make any changes for this year is the 31st of March. So we are less than a week, 6 days away. So I'm a little tied up this week, but I will go out there possibly next Tuesday. That's when I'm a little bit free and work starts slowing down. But thank you for bringing it up to my attention. It's always very important for us to address issues, important issues, especially when we're talking about our disabled community. Thank you so much, Rafa. And I hope you have a good day, my man. Always good seeing you on here, man. The city of Brownsville. The city of Brownsville will be having elections. Early voting starts May 22nd. And election day is May the 3rd, May the 5th, the first Tuesday of May. So we are 3 or 4 weeks away. I hate, and I guess hate is a bad word, but I dislike that we have no communication from our local candidates. Brownsville Tech Live with Danny Salinas. If you don't follow his page, make sure you do so. Brownsville Tech Live. Follow him on Face, and I think he is for sure on YouTube. He has been doing a great job of inviting candidates onto his page that are running for this upcoming election for the city council. And it's great. It's a great thing that he is doing so because, again, we don't have any debates. We don't know about the person's backgrounds. We don't know about what they have, what visions they have for our city, what direction they think that we should go. And again, voter turnout is bad in the city of Brownsville for having a population of, man, are we close to 300? I know on the census, a while back we're at 175 on paper, but realistically, the city of Brownsville is easily 200, possibly close to 250, maybe even 300, because again, not everybody gets counted. But for sure, we're over 200, and we have possibly less than 10% of voter turnouts. And it's even worse whenever we do not have that open communication with the candidates. So Danny, Brownsville Tech Live, does a great job. He has invited several candidates, and we'll be doing the same. We will be talking about the different races in a bit. So we will be extending that invitation to the different candidates that will be running. We want to know a little bit more about them. We want to know what they bring to the table, their platform, their experience, and ultimately why the constituents, the voters, should vote for them. I think it's very important for them to be getting as much exposure as possible. Flyers, text messages, having mail outs. They only could do so much. We want to see, somebody real, somebody genuine, because we really can't get a feel for a person through a mail out, through a text message. And I think that's why I really enjoy coming on the tube before you, because while I applaud the different pages on Facebook that do promote the city of Brownsville. I think it's different whenever one comes on a podcast on the tube, and has this open dialogue within the community. You can see whether I'm fake, whether I'm real, whether I'm genuine, whether I'm mad, whether I'm upset, whether I know nothing. Yo lo que sé es de que tú no sabes nada. But you get a feel for the person, and I think that's very important. So the more exposure that a candidate has, I think is very important. One, for the citizens of Brownsville, just to see whether, do I connect with this person? Do I see myself voting for this person? But the most important thing, if I vote for this person, will they get the job? Will they get the job done? I think that's very, very important. Election day is May the 3rd. Thank you so much. I knew it was May the 3rd, or I wasn't sure it was Cinco de Mayo or May the 3rd. But again, it is the first Tuesday in May. So thank you so much. Don't forget, the arena will be on the ballot. Is that so? I haven't looked on that, but I want to talk about, well, if it is on the ballot, we will be having I know for sure Cameron County has been wanting to have the arena. I am a big supporter of the district, BISD, of having their own auditorium, a place where our liberal arts students, band, choir, theater could have. If we look at San Benito, Los Fresnos and San Benito are little ranchos. The population is 25,000 at most. No, that seems like a lot. And they have a small arenas. They have auditoriums. They have a place where their students could perform. And we'll be touching on that once we talk about BISD within the very near future. In regards to the bond. For the there's a bond right now currently, and I don't want to get sidetracked, but since Elizabeth did bring it up, there is discussions of whether the district should go out for a bond, raise taxes on the constituents of the city of Brownsville. But the caveat for me would be, if we do, again, I'm opposed to raising taxes, but at the same time, I am aware that there is a lot of need for our facilities. And again, the wear and tear of our facilities is not something. Buenos días, saludos, David. Good morning. No, I can't say it like that. Going back to what I was talking about, there's a bond that's being discussed for the city of the school district. And one of the topics is for facilities. Now, the issue with facilities is not something that arises from one year to the next, from even 4 years. This is something that arises from 20 plus years, 12 plus years. Mismanagement, not doing the adequate work, etc., etc. So the caveat for me is for the district. While I am opposed of raising taxes for the constituents, what I would be in support of is if they include the auditorium, a performing arts center. And again, I'm going off topic, but that would be my caveat because again, the TRE that was promised back in the day was raise taxes for that, but then where did that money go? Es un des papaya. But I wasn't aware about the arena being on the ballot. There hasn't been much promotion on the arena, so I'll definitely look into that. But I wasn't aware of that. But the important issues for the candidates for the city of Brownsville obviously have to deal with SpaceX. And if we've been following, we have heard that there will be an investment of anywhere from 13 to 15 million dollars, where there's gonna be like a plaza slash super center slash restaurants in that area. And I live close to Highway 4 heading out that way. I live very, very close. And that's gonna be like the new, well, obviously they're building for their workers. But you can just imagine, people here locally we're going to be curious to see, what's out there. $23 million in the middle of nowhere, man, and it's going to be bumping. It's going to be like the place to be. And I wouldn't put it past them that they're going to do like a First Friday. I don't even think it needs promotion. People are going to go no matter what. But important topics that the candidates for the city of Brownsville need to discuss are SpaceX. What's the direction SpaceX is having? And maybe that has more to do with the county in regards to safeguards that the county may have, because at the end of the day, they fall under the county's jurisdiction. Also, I would like to hear about the candidates' thoughts on Starbase. Starbase recently will be put, we got word that Starbase will be put on the ballot to see if they want to incorporate themselves into being their own city. Unfortunately, the only ones that could vote for that are people that live out there. So you can just imagine SpaceX workers, they want their own people. That's going to be weird, right? They're going to be their own entity, their own city. They're going to have their own police force. That's going to be very interesting. But I do want to talk about, taxes. How does that affect the city of Brownsville? How much are we going to lose? And again, it's difficult whenever we go up against a billionaire, right? Ultimately, I think the county pretty much said, hey, whatever you want, you can have. So it's going to be interesting to see how Brownsville will be losing. Brownsville will be losing property taxes. Brownsville will be losing taxpayers once Starbase is incorporated. It's only a matter of time. Also, Starbase will be opening up a $20 million school. Erasmo would always come on, and even when he was traveling, yeah, he would. He would always come on when he was traveling. That was always fun. Starbase is even going to build a school. They're investing $20 million, and you can just imagine if BISD lost at one point. I remember at one point, in 2012, I want to say that BISD had 52 schools and over 45, close to 50,000 students. Right now, I think they're like barely over 30, because IDEA and all these Harmony, Jubilee, all these charter schools, they're eating our lunch. Now, just imagine if SpaceX opens up a school, or they're going to open up a school. Imagine how many kids are going to leave BISD. Now, I'm sure there are going to be lots of, I didn't see this one. Frankie live from the UTRGV football tailgates. I will go on live from the UTRGV tailgates. I think our season's coming up. No, that's going to be fun. I think the tickets are all sold out. And guess who didn't buy a ticket? Yeah. So maybe tailgating will be the only thing I'll be able to do. But if you could just imagine how much the city of Brownsville, how much money they're going to lose by Starbase incorporating, and you could say, well, there's not many houses being developed there. Well, yeah, but eventually they will. But you may make the argument, well, nothing would be built out there if it wasn't for SpaceX, which I can see. Vote no to the arena. San Benito either is starting an arena, wanted an arena. Um, I say no. Um, Not an arena. I personally, and again, I'm biased because I want BISD. I want BISD to have an auditorium. That's what I am looking for. But again, everybody's very vocal. Starbase is not in Brownsville. Right, they're not in Brownsville. But I'm saying is um, they still will be losing a lot of potential people that will be living here, that they're going to move out there. So they will be losing. Again, it is its own area. It is more for District 1. It's out in the boonies. But you are correct, Susan. Starbase is not in Brownsville. But what I'm trying to say is once it incorporates, once it develops, you think people are going to want to stay in Brownsville or they're going to want to live in Starbase? Again, I'm sure they're going to have their regulations and stipulations of who can come and live and stuff like that, maybe. But what I'm trying to get at, Susan, is that the city of Brownsville ultimately will be losing taxpayer money. Why? Because do you want to live in Brownsville or do you want to live at the new Gucci Starbase billionaire posh pad? That's what I'm getting at, Susan. But you're right. Starbase is not Brownsville, but Brownsville will be losing in the end. Rio West at Brownsville will be a beautiful city. Rio West, that is the name, Rio West. And I'll be posting pictures. I think Brownsville Hood did post pictures of Rio West. So these are important topics that I would like for the candidates to talk about. In District 3, we have Denise Chavez, Gustavo de Leon, and Yvonne Barraza. If I'm not mistaken, this is a seat that Commissioner Roy de los Santos is stepped down from, or he will not be running for. And we have these three candidates that are vying for these. I wonder if one of these regulations will be the Nazi salute. Huh. It wasn't a Nazi salute. It was more like a hey. But I guess. District 3 is a position that Commissioner Roy de los Santos will not be seeking. And we have three candidates. Ms. Denise Chavez is currently involved in several organizations, several groups that I think she's part of Zonta, if I'm mistaken. I know she is a part of the BISD Facilities Committee. She is active. She is active in the city of Brownsville. Gustavo de Leon is a former federal agent. I'm not sure if he worked for. He was a border patrol or customs officer. He is the brother of Don de Leon, who did run previously for city politics. And Yvonne Barraza. And this is an invite to each and every candidate for District 3. I am aware that I believe Ms. Chavez and Mr. De Leon did come on Brownsville Tech Live and talked about, their platform. But I extend the invitation to the District 3 candidates. If you like to get some exposure, we do have great numbers. We have a solid page, a strong following. And it would be a great way for each and every one of you to let us know what you're about and why the citizens of Brownsville should vote for you. Yvonne Barraza lately has been getting a lot of negative press. It is stated that she was previously arrested for fraud, if I'm not mistaken. There were individuals that did question, is she a viable candidate? Is she worthy of me voting for her? Obviously, Ms. Barraza, in my understanding, does not have a felony conviction nor a misdemeanor because according to the city charter, no candidate could have any convictions of a felony and a misdemeanor. If I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, chat. Correct me if I'm wrong. There was an issue. Who could recall, what was it, 6 years ago, when business owner Zeke Silva, he was deemed disqualified whenever he wanted to run for a local position, and he was deemed that he didn't qualify because of a previous misdemeanor that he had. He did file a lawsuit, but ultimately the judge said, you know what, the city charter is a city charter, and he wasn't allowed to run. I forget what position it was, but I do know that it was for city commission. And I need to shave my bigote. Me está molestando. BISD needs a performing arts center. Just about every district has one except BISD. I agree with you, brother. And again, having a budget of $500 million, an entity the size of BISD, and we don't have a performing arts center. We do have the land, but there have been questions of, does it have adequate parking? It's over there on Morrison. BISD owns that property. So we do have the land. And again, Los Fresnos. I think Los Fresnos built 1,000-seat auditorium, which is Los Fresnos. San Benito has an auditorium. I think they had issues with their construction and development. But nonetheless, little ranchitos, little school districts, and we do not have one. Again, the citizens of Brownsville were being taxed. I'm not sure if they're currently still being taxed of the TRE. Those are still questions that are kind of up in the air. But I agree, Martinez. BISD should have one. So again, District 3, Chavez de Leon Barraza, an invitation, an invite is being sent out to each and every one of you. If you would like to come on at 9 a.m., I think it would be a great way for our constituents to talk about what you're all about. I will be reaching out to Ms. Barraza because at the end of the day, she either got her case dismissed or she got deferred / probation. Case got dismissed, and her case ultimately got expunged. Again, I'm not sure. I haven't done my research yet, but it's disheartening. It's disheartening whenever a candidate, we don't hear a candidate talk about their issues. And again, one that has their imperfections. I've been very quick to say, hey, you know what? I did it. This would happen. It was a learning experience. You move on, because at the end of the day, that's what life is all about, right? It's important for us to be frank with people, to be genuine with people. Look, this is what I went through. This is what happened. This is what I did. I messed up. You want to crucify me? Crucify me. But I think the people want somebody that's genuine, somebody that's real. Maybe it was a false allegation that Ms. Barraza and her husband got arrested for allegations that turned out not to be true. Maybe she went to court. Maybe she went to trial, and her case was ultimately dismissed. What do we know? But it is kind of alarming whenever people don't, candidates don't come out in the forefront and say, boom, look, this is what happened. This is my story. And again, people, whenever you do not come out and address the issue, you're just making them believe that it is true. But again, what do I know? So again, an invitation is being sent out to all three candidates. Our platform is available if you want to speak to the citizens, to the citizens of Brownsville. In District 4, we have incumbent Pedro Cardenas. He will be challenged by entrepreneur, business owner Michael Rodriguez, Daisy Zamora, and Louis Tijerina. This was an interesting race because it was stated at one point that Commissioner Cardenas was going to be challenging Commissioner Roy de los Santos, for the at-large position. And I think there was some, I guess, miscommunication, confusion, because candidates thinking that this was going to be an open seat, threw their name in there. But at the last minute, Commissioner Cardenas said, you know what? I'll probably stay with my district with my current seat. So it's going to be interesting. Mr. Pedro Cardenas is an entrepreneur, business owner. Michael Rodriguez as well. He owns Alpha Pups and Más Dinero Income Tax. Alpha Pups is a great establishment that has services for dogs, for animals. He even boards them if you need to go out of town for the weekend. His business is available for those services. Miss Daisy Zamora. I'm not very familiar with Miss Zamora. I think she was or is currently part of PUB or part of the PUB board of some sorts, or maybe at one point. So this is going to be an interesting race. Louis Tejerina is, I believe he's like my age. He's a young gentleman from St. Joe. So this is going to be a very interesting race. Out of all of them, I'm going to be paying attention to this one because does Mr. Cardenas have enough to say, hey, look, citizens of Brownsville, look what I did for you? And one of the main things is, there you go, is on the board of directors as secretary/treasurer for PUB, Elizabeth. Was I correct in that statement that she was part or is part of PUB? Thank you for bringing that up. Does Mr. Cardenas have enough to state, hey, this is what I did for District 4? The main topic, I think, or one of the improvements that we saw in District 4 was Highway 77. You know that street by, what is that, Taco Bell? Yeah, Taco Bell. Remember Taco Bell and you're going to Movies 10? That's Highway 77. I am in District 4. There you go. Okay, she's in District 4. Well, make sure you go out and vote. One of the things that District 4 saw improvement on was Highway 77. And who can forget? Who can forget Highway 77? It was all beat up, and there have been improvements to that area. As far as I'm concerned, I haven't really heard of any other improvements or any other infrastructure that has been addressed or any other needs that has been addressed in District 4. I would like to see the incumbents, and not just Mr. Pedro Cardenas, but each incumbent show us, this is why I'm worthy of your vote because of X, Y, Z. This is what I did. This is what I did. This is what I promised. This was my platform when I ran, and this is what I did. Because we as voters, and I want to stress this as much as possible, we as voters, we need to think like a business. Okay, what did you promise? What did you do? Because at the end of the day, do we want to keep on paying for a service and we don't get no return? It's like me. You hire me to clean your house, right? You hire me to clean your house, and I go, and I just chill out. I go and sit down, and I'm in your house, and put my feet on the sofa, and I'm there. What did you say? Hey, man, pues ponte a hacer algo. What have you done? No, pues ya limpié la semana pasada, señora. ¿Qué más quieres? ¿Acaso quieres que te limpie la casa otra vez? We should have that mentality. We should treat this as a business. What have you done for me? Are you worthy of my vote? Again, that's just me thinking out loud. I think we as voters should be very, very harsh with the incumbents because, hey, what are you doing? Are you improving my quality of life? Is tomorrow going to be better for the youth, for my kids? Or are you just high on the hog? I don't know. Maybe that's just me, but I hope and pray that we are more that we question our local officials in regards to what have they done. And lastly, the commissioner at large race, and I apologize. This is the race that I will be more interested in because this is going to be a very, very interesting race. You have former Commissioner Norith Galansky, who was a former commissioner in District 1 Southmost. We have Roy de los Santos, who was currently the District 4 commissioner. He's jumping to an at-large. We have Jason Moody, who is very well known. He was the former public information officer for BISD, and now he's an entrepreneur, business owner. And we have Alejandro Garcia. Alejandro Garcia recently, yesterday, if I'm not mistaken, came on Brownsville Tech Live, and he had an interview. I'm not familiar with his background, his experience. So when you said "Ya limpié," I heard it, Osmo. Well, it's true. Um, do we want elected officials who are working constantly to improve our city, or do we want them just not doing nothing, just benefiting from it? That's why I'm very particular. I wish voters would treat would vote for individuals as if it were a business. What have you done? What are you going to do? Do I trust you? The at-large position, obviously, in my opinion, this will go down to a runoff. Ms. Golonsky, if I'm not mistaken, for a District 1 race, when she ran against Brian Martinez, she spent thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars on that district race. Now imagine an at-large position when it's all the voters for the citizens of Brownsville. So it's going to be very, very interesting. This will come down to a runoff. The question is, who are going to be the lucky two? Thank you, Peña, for following, my man. Hope you have a good day and happy Tuesday. It's obviously going to come down to a runoff. Who are going to be the lucky two? Is it going to be Golonsky and her experience, her pockets, her connections to land development individuals that are brokers? She's very well connected. Is it going to be Roy de los Santos, who has the backing of the Midi Cultural District, who is a current commissioner? Is it going to be Jason Moody, who could possibly bring a new idea to the citizens of Brownsville? Because at the end of the day, in the city of Brownsville, we have a lack of funds for ambulance, for police officers, for firefighters, manpower. We lack manpower. And there's an issue that has been going on for, years and years. And it seems as if every council board member has just kicked the can down the road. And I think Mr. Moody's platform is, how are we going to market the city of Brownsville? How are we going to bring attention to the city of Brownsville? How are we going to have a 10, 15, 20-year plan for the development of Brownsville? How are we going to hire more workers with competitive pay? We need more manpower. That is something that Jason Moody is all about. So it's going to be interesting. Again, the at-large position, guaranteed this is going to go down to a runoff. The question is, which two candidates will be the ones vying for our vote. It is Tuesday, March 25th, 9:59 a.m. We finish right on the dot. Thank you so much for your time and attention. Lack of transparency. There is a lack of transparency, my man. I think it's very important for candidates to be vocal, for them to get as much exposure as much as possible. So again, we do send the invite to each and every candidate in this upcoming race. We will allow you to come on the platform. Nothing is scripted. We want an open dialogue. We want even to ask and answer questions from the community. I think it's very important for our constituents to hear from the candidates themselves and see what they're all about. Thank you so much for your time and your attention. It is Tuesday, March 25th, 10 a.m. My name is Frankie Olivo. This is Live with Frankie.